Alright, you may have seen the YouTube short I just released about the 1965 classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer TV special that millions of kids grew up watching every year around Christmas time on TV and know almost by heart. So what are the characters and what are their outfits that you remember from this classic TV special? Now, I noticed first when I just decided to go over these details, see if they match my memory, if anything seems to be different from what I remember. And I noticed that the elf here is wearing the same colors as Yukon Cornelius, and I don't remember that, so I decided to look into it. And first I go to, plush dolls and such, and see if there's any differences in how they're portrayed. And you can see right away, well, this is actually what I remember. Something more like a mint green or teal green, more of a green color, not blue. So that was the first difference I noticed. And then when I asked ChatGPT, anyway, here you can see even screen grabs from the show, he appears to be different colors. Some scenes he seems more blue, and others he seems more green. So I asked ChatGPT what color is his outfit, and it said it's a light green, which I would agree with. And of course I had to correct it, and it gets it right the second time. Oh, it's actually a light blue. Okay. And then I noticed, okay, his name is Hermey. What? Wait, I thought his name was Herbie. My whole life growing up, I thought this elf's name was Herbie, not Hermey. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I just got that wrong. But I typed that into eBay, see if there's anybody selling Herbie elves, and there are people selling names under this character, the plush, under this name Herbie, even though his name has never been Herbie in this reality. So I thought that's kind of interesting. And then I actually look at some of the tags, and the tags even say Herbie. Herbie the Elf. And these aren't some kind of a knockoff version. These are licensed, trademarked. They were marketed and sold in CVS drugstores in 1999. Herbie the Elf. I'm Herbie the Elf. I don't like to make toys. That's his classic line from the episode. So that's interesting. I know most people do not agree that this character's name was ever Herbie, but somehow that name got on to this product as well as this outfit that I remember. So to me, this is like, wow, this is amazing. This is exactly how I remember it. And other products too. Here, more licensed, trademarked Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer characters. Herbie the Elf. Now this one they have him wearing blue, but that's very interesting. The same company is selling keychains of Herbie and Hermey. The company's called Playing Mantis, and Herbie and Hermey. So somebody really dropped the ball in marketing and product design here. They're supposed to have a whole team of experts making sure that character likeness and continuity and all that kind of thing are supposed to be correct for the product that they're marketing to the masses. And somebody got it wrong. Now, maybe there's more to the story. I'm not, going to speculate how this phenomenon works exactly. I have my own ideas, but this is really weird. Herbie and Hermey. Now, you can see this label is the same as that previous elf I showed you. And 1 year later, in 2000, they changed the outfit to blue, and his name is Hermey. So you can get a Hermey and Herbie almost from two different realities. One that I remember, and one is the current reality, which is this one. Hermey. Same company. That's just crazy. Same label. So here's what he's supposed to be, Hermey, and that's what most people remember. I've surveyed in numerous Facebook groups and other online forums, and people are mostly saying his name was Hermey, not Herbie. But there are a few out there like me who do remember a Herbie. Now, what's even more interesting here is listen to the actual scene from the show. Listen carefully. What names are the elves saying?
What? You don't like to make toys?
No.
Hermie doesn't like to make toys.
Herbie doesn't like to make toys.
Herbie doesn't like to make toys.
Herbie doesn't like to make toys.
Shame on him.
Now, I listened to this so many times, and I even played this for my daughter, who's never seen the program, doesn't know these elves. I played one name after the other, and she said just exactly as I heard. This elf, the head elf, says Hermey. The next elf says Herbie. The next elf says Herbie, and the last elf says Hermey. They're saying both names in the same scene. This is crazy. So you can, I plugged this into the captioning in TikTok, and it's saying Hermey the whole way through, but we're clearly, at least I am, and some other people I've talked to are clearly hearing Hermey, Herbie, Herbie, Hermey in the same scene. This is crazy. I just don't understand how they can mix up these names. How is this even possible? The original script, I looked it up. It says Hermey, 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 Hermey. There are no Herbies in this program. Now let's go on and look at more of these products that clearly label him as Herbie. But, you know, his name is Hermey. You can find plenty of Hermes and a few Herbies. So does anyone else out there remember his name as being Herbie and not Hermey, like I do? I've met some others who do agree with this Mandela effect, so there are a few. Now, the other thing that's interesting here is with these plush dolls, I noticed, okay, in 1999, this one is green, like a mint green. But that same doll, some of them have a more blue shirt and a green hat. And then this one has a green shirt and a bright blue hat. This is really, really weird. I mean, he's never worn this kind of an outfit. Is this company just cutting corners? I don't know. Somebody mixed up the hat colors and they just went ahead and sent it to market. I mean, this is really, really strange. Herbie the Elf. So there's another example here that I want to thank the YouTube channel Digital Man. And if you get a chance, go and check out his videos. He's got some really great stuff about the Mandela effect and what we're seeing in the world today. But he found this little golden book, which many of us remember as kids growing up reading this series of books, Little Golden Book. And this is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, modeled after the original 1965 TV program. And they give him the name Herbie. His name is Herbie in that book. That is, I mean, that's awesome. To me, this is relieving to see evidence that the name that I remember did indeed exist somehow, some way. Now, people will say, oh, you're mixing up because you've seen these products, you've read this book. But this is the first time I'm seeing any of these products, this book, or anything suggesting that his name is Herbie outside of the original program. So, yeah. What do you think about this? Does anyone else out there remember Herbie and not Hermey? Let me know in the comments. Thanks.